Hello and welcome back to Achievement Hunting. I am Dragons, and two quick things. One, I realized I screwed up with the stun gun. I redid the whole thing off camera. That's why I have no ammo. I paid more attention. And two, I'm gonna try to actually keep an eye on the time this time. I know I was like, I'll stop after this, and I was on such a roll, and I'll admit, sitting through an hour might be a little much. We're gonna try to cut this down. And if in case you're curious why I didn't bother cutting it down before, I still don't have editing software. I know, it's kind of bad, but I wanted to pay for mankind if I did before I paid for my editing software. I know, it's kind of silly. Alright. But as you can see, the only difference is the lack of ammunition. And well, not screwing up. But keeping it so ghosted, they're not storming here, and I don't hear a bot. Suddenly I'm a solid snake here with this box.
Are we slated to check out the administration wing?
Negative. We don't have access via this dock anyway. Top security clearance only. You need to take a leak, you'll have to take a long way around.
Oh, you're a goddamn riot. That sounds like another Dock 3 security protocol. I bet those special op assholes have clearance, right? No. Anyway, they need to see occasional oil change. I guess spending all that time in the Australian dust holding guns up their gear.
Okay. Now we're gonna get into a bit of I'm not sure I can do this the same way. I want to take out this guy who's hanging out there. I'm not moving forward because he at some point will come down and have a cigarette. Or he could be a complete jackass and go back in the room. Yeah, I apologize for not checking the exact criteria for the achievement, which is actually called Factory Zero. When I decided to record the other night...
Credentials must be carried at all times. You may be asked to produce said credentials by security personnel. Please comply.
Sorry, I stopped for the computer. It was so spontaneous, I was like, oh, well, I should really try for the achievement I've never tried for. And I didn't really think about it. So I was just like, I'll just go, and then... not only did I screw up with the taser, but I went too long. But anyway, so now I'm on Rifleman Bank Station.
Sector Alpha. Cargo crew to Alpha.
Trying to get to a specific location that the hacker told me about. Oh, thank goodness he didn't walk any further. Are you gonna use your iPad now instead of smoking so I sound like an idiot? Thanks a lot, man. You're a pal. Oh, something I found out when I was doing the other thing. Apparently, sometimes...
designated areas. Entering restricted areas will result in termination and prosecution.
lethal takedowns, sometimes they make a lot of noise. Yeah, the only real difference is I took down more people because more people were curious. But again, since I can't use a Praxis kit, it's not like the XP matters. Please don't glitch through the... Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. Do not be doing this again. This happened to me before. He like, gets caught on something. And I can't get him through the flippin' door. Come on. Thank you. Right, anything in here I want? Nope. Can't use that. Oh, this is open. Anything in here important? Cargo transfer, document. I don't think there was any passwords in that. Ah! Security-related incidents have become an increasing common occurrence. No, it's just a reminder to not suck. Huh. Not quite sure how I'm going to do this part. Guess we'll find out.
What's that? If anyone's here, come out now.
Bam! Was worried about that. Alright, fine. I'd have to just hide. Where did I last save? Oh, in the office. Good. Nothing in there. That's ammo. Don't want that. I don't think this is anything I need, but I'll get it anyway. How far can the camera see? I think, unfortunately, the vent I want is on the other side. Wow, okay. Managed to do that. Uh-oh. Is the vent I want covered by a big box or a little box? What's in here? Nothing I want. Okay. Ooh, do I gotta go? Ooh, this is gonna be tricky as hell. Ooh, I'm not sure I can do this way. I might have to go back and take this guy out just so he doesn't see me walking this way. But we'll see. Wait for him to turn.
civilian contractors must stay within designated areas. Entering restricted areas will result in termination and prosecution.
Shadow box.
What the hell is that? Is that enough?
Whoa! I actually let go of the hold button. Whoops. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to sneak up behind that guy. Where did I saved over here. You know what, honestly, I'm gonna not go back and take that one guy out. Because I risk moving his body. And then, again, I'm still not going to save, because if this doesn't work, I might have to go back and do that, so... Because I can't get around this way, right? Too heavy. Well, I kinda can a little bit. Alright. That's right. You know what? I will save it here. I think if I tried to do Factory Zero the first or even second time through, I think I would get too frustrated, but I'm actually kind of having fun. Again, I don't know if I want the challenge of doing the entire game like this with not firing my weapon, but, in case you're curious, for the no-kill stuff, the bosses don't count, since those are kills you have to do. However, from what I have read, and I don't know how accurate this is...
have been rescinded. New flight schedules will be distributed as soon as possible.
I've heard some conflicting things, but you cannot mercy kill the Hyron patient, you cannot mercy kill the private detective, and you cannot kill Burke, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to trying to kill him, since I won't be able to fire anything. But yeah, I was getting frustrated with this one thing, so I ended up lethal takedowning, and the guy yelled and somebody heard me up above, and I couldn't move the body fast enough.
Stop right there!
It's you or me!
Oh dear. This might be a very short installment if I can't figure this out right this second. I really, really want to try to do this without a walkthrough. I guess my husband told me he got this achievement with a walkthrough. I'd rather not. I haven't had to use a walkthrough through any of this. Yes, I saw Lotus Prince play it first, but I didn't remember anything except about not taking the upgrade. But honestly, I would have been suspicious of that anyway. Like, why does it give you the option to not take
Security
the
credentials must be carried at all times.
upgrade
You may
chip?
be asked to produce said credentials by security personnel. Please comply.
I think there's a way to... Where's the guy over there go? Oh, there he is.
Stop him! Is that enough?
Okay. I got a different idea. And yeah, my husband played this game because I got it, but he didn't really like it. He kind of hated all the endings, and I told him the different endings for the first Deus Ex, and he was going to play it, and he bailed within about 5 minutes, because the original Deus Ex Game of the Year edition, you know, doesn't have controller support, because that game, yeah, and he couldn't handle the mechanics. I've beaten it 5 or 6 times, I think, from start to finish, and,
All grounding orders have been rescinded. New flight schedules will be distributed as soon as possible.
one moment while I'm concentrating. Okay, that's what I gotta do. Anyway, I would highly recommend the fan-made Deus Ex revisions. You have to own Deus Ex Game of the Year edition, I'm pretty sure. Just because I don't think the original Deus Ex works on computers now. I did not have it, you know, back in the day. Okay.
Security credentials must be carried at all times. You may be asked to produce said credentials by security personnel. Please comply.
As I've mentioned in other Let's Plays, I didn't have a computer, you know, when these games were popular. This and Doom and all kinds of stuff and the original System Shock. But anyway, from what I understand, and I apologize if I'm misremembering, but a bunch of fans spent quite a long time of improving Deus Ex. Now, it doesn't change your options, but the game looks amazing. Especially if you've gone through the original Deus Ex a few times. They've added extra areas, basically by expanding stuff. Some areas have more detail. If you've ever played the original Deus Ex, you remember the cathedral? If you play revisions, you can actually see what in the hell you're doing outside the cathedral. They added all these lights. It was so much fun to, go through the revisions, after having played the original Deus Ex, you know, so many times. I don't think the Game of the Year edition is much different from the original, other than, or not Game of the Year edition, it's, I don't remember what Steam calls the original Deus Ex. Oh, is he gonna see me? But yeah, Revisions it's fantastic. I had so much fun reliving Deus Ex, even though I only played it, you know, for the first time several years ago. They've expanded so much. And again, it isn't like, oh, and Revisions is free, if you're curious. Like I said, you have to own the first Deus Ex. I'm trying to find a good place to save. There might not be. Oh wait, yeah, here I can get behind the... But Revisions is completely free, and if you liked the first Deus Ex, I would really, really recommend playing it. And if you've never played Deus Ex at all, the first game is very different. I'm not gonna lie, it can be kind of confusing and frustrating, especially if you play games like this with a controller, because there is no controller support. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. But I really like, and the voice acting is, yeah. Some parts are pretty bad. But the story is really interesting, and going through that game, you appreciate Human Revolution more. I mean, I do love the joke of how by playing Human Revolution, I have better tech than I do in the game that I'm prequeling. Ooh. Snacks, I'll take that.
Be quiet. Do you really have to confirm that every time? Jesus, I know it's procedure, but come on.
This always cracks me up. The one guy, I don't think we caught the dialogue this time. But every time he walks over, he says this procedure line, and this one guy sounds ready to punch him out. But the story is really awesome, and it makes some of the stuff that's happening in Human Revolution.
New personnel should report to Security Central.
It adds a new layer to it, and this is not a game that's low on layers. Huh? Can I? I'm not sure how to get through here. Do I have anything in here that I can like throw into this?
It's gonna be another uneventful watch.
Affirmative. Let's hope it stays that way.
He didn't stay pissed.
Cargo crew to Sector Alpha. Cargo crew to Alpha.
I guess the question becomes, can I knock this guy out? Ooh, I might have to... This might get tricky, because I usually go around that way. But, I don't think I can. I'm pretty sure if I, hit the big box with the smaller box, they're so gonna hear that.
Designated areas. Enter.
I'm here, yeah, that's what I thought. It's gonna be interesting. I'm not usually on this side of the...
And prosecution.
Whoa, that's a turret. Hi, turret. I can't turn you off even if I have access. Whoa. Oh, please don't decide to walk around. Ooh, this is tricky as hell.
Credentials must be carried at all times. You may be asked to produce said credentials by security personnel. Please comply.
Seriously, lady, I'm talking. As much as I love Human Revolution, and I do love this game, I think there would be a level I don't fully understand with, oh man, that's a lot of guys. Ooh. Vent, where do you go? I just think there's a level that I wouldn't quite understand. Oh, this was a very good vent. Without having played the first Deus Ex. But that's just me. I've also played The Fall. That thing is broken as frick. I don't know why I was... That game is really broken. It was originally made for mobile games, and if you ever want to see how not to make a Deus Ex game, do it for mobile.
All grounding orders have been rescinded. New flight schedules will be distributed as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, I couldn't go that way anyway, because my way to get to the thing I need is, blocked by bigger crates. I might have to just run. Or I could do that.
Cargo crew to Sector Alpha. Cargo crew to Alpha.
Okay. Remember how our hacker friend said not to kill the person we find? Well, this is why.
That's far enough, Jensen.
You're behind this?
I said that's far enough. I can explain everything if you just stay where you are.
Why don't you put the gun down? Then maybe we can talk.
You think I'm stupid? You've got every reason in the world to hate me, and I've heard what you do to your enemies. Tell me, did you enjoy putting so many BT contractors into comas?
You're the one who let me off the leash.
It wasn't my choice. As a matter of fact, I think you're going to get us both killed before this is over. But if we'd left you in that brig, who'd be around to save your Dr. Reed?
What do you know about Megan?
I know the name set off way too many bells and whistles when I added it to Burke's profile search on you. But it helped me to figure out who you are and why you stowed away on the ship. You think Bell Tower kidnapped her, don't you?
You want to tell me you didn't?
I wish I could. But after what I've seen this past year, all I know for certain is she's not on the base. Not anymore.
What's that supposed to mean?
Not what you're thinking. Listen, Rifleman Bank Station supports all Bell Tower operations in this region, Jensen. Regular contract and special op. 6 months ago, I received orders to pull every regular grade soldier and civilian contractor away from the airstrip. 2 Black Hawk helicopters set down minutes later. I thought it had to do with Australia, especially when I saw covered stretchers coming out.
How many?
5. Guarded by a heavily augmented special ops team. Burke went out to meet the leader, and the whole group disappeared inside the detention camp. There's some kind of black project going on in there, Jensen. Something involving prisoners and scientists. And I need you to find out what it is.
Why me, Keitner? That is your name, isn't it? The one Burke used back on the ship?
Natanya Keitner, yes. And it has to be you, because any movements I make are noted and logged. I can't risk blowing cover.
Cover? Who are you working for?
A few months ago, an Interpol agent approached me. They've had Bell Tower on their radar for some time, but they've never been able to prove anything. The things that agent pointed out about this base, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. So you see, Jensen, I really am playing the good cop and the bad cop.
That was in the cutscene that you guys didn't see.
Tell me more about these scientists.
Technically, I'm in charge of operations here, so I keep tabs on people coming in and out. Burke keeps meeting with doctors and researchers, telling me it's part of his interrogation technique.
Ew.
You got any names?
None that I trust, unless the Doe family suddenly expanded into Australia and Asia. Thing is, I don't always see how they leave.
Yet you're sure that Megan did.
The Blackhawks did. Without the stretchers, but loaded with 5 stasis pods this time.
I'm gonna need more information than that. Tell me about this black project.
I wish I could, but it's been classified. So classified every BT suit I've talked to refuses to even acknowledge its existence.
But you've seen something.
Only the edges. This station is part base, part military stockade, and every week a new shipment of belligerents arrives. Only, Interpol says they're not on anyone's terrorist watch list. Most are just civs. Harmless civs. Burke takes them into a restricted wing of the detention camp, and they just disappear.
Fine. What do you need me to do?
Hold still for a second.
What the?
Relax. I'm just compiling your biometric signature. Retinal scan, pulmonary and
She's got a
vascular imaging,
tricorder.
the works. Once I upload it to the network and give Corporal Alan Tyler a security rating, you'll be able to pass through specific checkpoints in this sector.
Only this sector, why not others?
Because you're a fugitive, Jensen. The less room I give you to maneuver in, the more likely it is you'll stay one. I can get you into the detention camp, but the interrogation wing is going to be a problem. Only Burke can give clearances for that.
And I assume you don't want me to go ask for one.
Still the comedian. There's a security mainframe inside the detention camp's central command tower. You'll need to upload this copy of your biometrics there by hand. Contact me using your infolink once you do. Any more questions?
I'd like a little clarification here about you and Burke. I take it he outranks you.
Technically, yes. But this station is only part military stockade. And while he and his unit have 100% control over the detention camp, I have authority over the base.
So I don't need to worry that this is all just some creative attempt at mutiny.
Mutiny? You think I'd risk so much because... Listen close, Jensen. Burke is a sexist, chauvinist pig. And yes, he outranks me. He's also been in Bell Tower a lot longer than me, so he's got more connections. Which he's used to undermine me at every turn. But that is not why you and I are standing here right now. People are getting hurt. Innocent people. And we have to find out why and expose it.
Exposure could destroy Bell Tower.
Bell Tower used to have honor. We do this right, it might again someday.
I could use some more hardware. Any chance Corporal Tyler will have access to the armory?
You're still a fugitive, Jensen. I suggest
there's
you
a
keep
reason
a very
I'm
low
asking
profile.
about this.
Still, there is someone who might be able to supply you. One of the base mechanics, a civilian named Quinn. He runs a nice sideline in procurement.
I know the type. Why should I trust him?
Because I do, and because he has no love for Burke. He's in the lower level maintenance area near the elevator. He'll get you what you need.
I'm simply asking because I need him for something later, and he does sell a few, I think, like, cyber jars. And I honestly don't know if I can talk to him until she tells me later for a specific
The guards
thing.
in the prison complex. Are they Burke's men or yours?
Definitely Burke's. Highly trained, special operatives. So if you start a firefight in there, don't expect to live long.
I'll keep that in mind. That's all I need to know.
Good. I'll upload to the security network from here, so get going. Al and Tyler will exist by the time you reach the prison security port. Just be careful, and try not to draw too much attention.
Okay, sorry, I know that was a huge exposition bit. This is unlocked. And the camera I want is already off somehow. Anyway, I'll go a little farther and explain the fall. I got mixed feelings about the fall, especially since it wasn't fucking finished. I really did not enjoy, like, wait for the next chapter. It was clunky, since, again, it was designed to be played for mobile. How do I get out of here? Oh, right this way.
Be advised. New personnel should report to Security Central for biometric scan.
I think there's a door there that hopefully is not lasered. It was interesting because, at least at the beginning, you're working with the mercenary group that, attacked Seraph Industries. Which, I really liked. That was really kind of cool. I've also played Invisible War.
Security
That game
credentials
is
must be carried at all
fantastic. It
times.
totally needs more
You
love.
may be
What
asked
is this
to
guy
send
doing?
credentials by security personnel. Please comply.
I was just standing there. It takes place...
Cargo crew to Sector Alpha. Cargo crew to Alpha.
1 second. I think he's hidden enough here. Anyway, Invisible War. It takes place... I forget the number of years, but it takes place after... Ooh, it saw me. The events of the first Deus Ex game. And, I'll cut it off before I talk to Quinn. I am gonna run to someplace and, dump my gear first. And I don't know how familiar you are with Mankind Divided, but it takes place after this game. And this game you're given several choices. They kind of one of the choices is to completely destroy the facility you're at the end. I don't know if that option, if you've ever gotten that. Well, even if you don't, since they need to make this game, or Mankind Divided, sync without knowing what your options are, or let me try again. You can decide to destroy the entire installation in the End of Human Revolution. How they get around that for later is, for Mankind Divided, no matter what you chose, taking the higher-on drones offline, which you had to do to get the Zao, the base collapses. And I'm pretty sure you're the only survivor. I'm not 100% sure on that because I've been trying really, really, really hard to avoid... I just now realized this said it was to go to Panchea. Oh, there's a clue. So that's how they're getting away with, well, what did you choose? It doesn't matter because all hell broke loose. And apparently millions died in the aftermath of what Darrow did. During what Darrow did, and I'm guessing the aftermath, based on what the trailers have said. The sucky thing about that is, since you don't technically have to save Malik, from what I've seen, she's not in the new game. I'm disappointed. I love Malik. She's awesome. But in Invisible War, what they did is they have to get around the choices you make in the original Deus Ex. They go with all of them. You kill the one guy, you merge with Helios, I think his name was, the AI, and you blow up part of Area 51 so that communications go down. Invisible War is weird, and it plays a little funky because I don't know when it was made. The controls, it's like somewhere in between Deus Ex, or the original Deus Ex and Human Revolution. But it was so much fun, and it was so interesting. And it really needs some more love, and there's actually a really funny Easter egg. If you ever, and I'm not going to spoil it, if you ever do play Deus Ex Invisible War, at some point you will have to go to the remains of the facility you originally started in the first Deus Ex on Liberty Island. Go back as far as you can in that location, even if you don't think anything's there. There's a data pad there that has something that, if you've played the original Deus Ex, is so funny. And I don't want to spoil it, because when I saw that, I was laughing so hard. Anyway, so thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to try to keep these a little more manageable. I'm sorry this one had a lot more dead time with the sneaking I wasn't familiar with, and then the big exposition dump from Keitner. But we're doing pretty well so far. I'm actually kind of excited how well I'm doing. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Goodbye.